Okay, so we're going to go over tools. So for all my, we'll go over the BlackMagic for iPhone users because this will be pretty simple, pretty easy to go through. But if you're on an iPhone, you need to be filming using the BlackMagic camera app. Now, why is that? Is because it allows you to get comfortable with the settings that you would use on a camera. And when you do choose to upgrade at some point, it'll be a seamless transition. Okay? So you're going to want to download the BlackMagic camera app. And from there, so you open up the BlackMagic camera app, okay? And let's just say you don't know what any of this means, okay? At the top here, you have your lens. For this, I'm going to just show you a black screen, okay? So at the top here, you click lens, you have your different lens options that will increase or decrease the zoom based on that. So that's what it is. Your frames per second. So there are 2 frames per second that you can honestly film at, 29.97 or 23.98. Me personally, I shoot at 29.97 frames per second because that allows me to get, like, I like the 23.97 frames per second is a more cinematic look. A lot of videos are actually filmed in that, movies are filmed with that, but I like the 29.97 because those extra frames make it a little bit more natural. It's not as jittery. So that's up for you to choose. Okay. From there, your shutter. So this is the 1/60. Whatever you have your frames per second at, you need to make your shutter speed double of that. That'll just give you the best possible look. It won't look choppy at all. Right? Your IRS. This is your f-stop. I can't change it on my end, but you want to have it as low as possible because that will give you that sort of blurry background when it focuses on you, right? So if I focus on this, it'll give a slightly blurry background. But yeah, at the top, then you have that 000. That's as long as you're recording. And then your ISO. So your ISO, think of it as your exposure level, right? You increase it, it's going to make it a lot brighter. You decrease it, to make it a lot darker, right? Simple as that. Your white balance, honestly, I have this as auto, so just keep it on auto. Yeah, auto balance. And then your tint, I also have this on auto. This will be sort of your white, also your sort of white balance. So I have both of those on auto, right? But at the bottom here, the bottom left, you have the graph. So this is the histogram graph. It's right here. This is the histogram graph. And that tells you basically information on your video, right? So is your video overexposed or underexposed? Now, the white line all the way on the left, that represents black. The white line all the way on the right represents whites. And how high it is represents the saturation. So as you see, as I increase the ISO, it also increases the whites, right? It gets closer to the right side. And as I decrease it, it gets closer to the blacks. And ideally, what you want your video to be, sort of in the middle. So you want to have a nice spread. That'll give you the best possible look for the video, give you the best possible lighting. And then right here in the middle, we have your storage space. So I only have like 1 gigabyte available or whatever. Then down here, we have our audio level. And I'll show you guys how to do all that. But we'll switch to vertical right now so I can show you guys some other information, right? So you click this button. Again, it's the right underneath it says lens, the 24mm lens right underneath that. This will be if you want to organize your clips. I don't really use this, so not that big of a deal. Then you have your plus or minus. This will be a zoom or zoom out. You can use that as well. Then this is actually, I don't use this, so don't worry about it. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Plus or minus, this is your ISO. Again, you can change it from there, or you can just press ISO. This is going to be your auto focus I have it on auto. So, and here, there you have a couple options here. So we'll start from the left. This is your LUT. So if you import a LUT into this BlackMagic camera app, which you can, I highly don't recommend you do that. But if you want to just see how your video would look, you can import a LUT and you can see how your video would look like. These are, I don't use this at all. And you have this middle square dot that I use. Very, very useful. I usually keep it at 10%. All right. Should actually be filming still in horizontal because this is going to screw with you guys' brains, huh? Anyways, in the middle left, this is your guidelines. I don't touch this at all. I keep it at 9.6, 9 by 16. You have your other grid lines. I keep this on all the way on the left. This is, I don't use this at all actually. And then lastly, all the way at the top, these are going to be your zebras. So let me turn this off. I have my zebras set at 75%. If you want to turn those off, basically it shows you when there's parts of a video that overexposed, like right here, but it will always overexpose a lighting source. So don't really worry about that too much. But yeah, I have it at 75%. So this is telling me that I need to bring down the ISO slightly. Oops, wrong way. And you're always going to have some sort of zebras. Don't really worry about it that much. But yeah, a good rule of thumb is to try to minimize it as much as possible. All right, and then we'll go to media. This is where you have all your clips stored, right? Then chat, if you're logged in, you can go through that. Now settings, right? So these are the most important settings that you need. So codec, HEVC, H.265. Bitrate, you want the max bitrate. That will give you the highest quality. H.265 or H.264. H.265 is a lot more compatible with 4K footage, so I would recommend that. Resolution, 4K again. Color space, you want Rec 709. Another thing, if you have an iPhone 15 or 16, I believe, you don't want color space at Rec 709. You want Apple Log as your color space, right? Time code display, record, run. Simple as that. Time-lapse recording, you don't need to do that unless you're recording a time-lapse. If media drops frames, alert. Camera, this is where you can enable vertical video. Trigger record indicator, I have it off. I have all of these things. Lock white balance on record, you need that. Yeah, here's all of these settings that I have for this. Lens correction on. Yeah, audio source, iPhone, microphone, audio format, AAC, all this is pretty standard. Monitor, I have focus assist, peaking, red, assist, guides color are white, capacity 25%, HDMI out. Display audio meters, we need that. Histogram, need that. Storage status, need that. You can display the upload status and the battery indicator if you want that, but I'm not going to. Media, so record proxies. This just makes it a little less laggy, so that's what I do. Live sync off, auto upload to select projects on, enable upload over Wi-Fi, doesn't matter for me. Save clips too. You can do in-app and photo library, or your files. I do in-app only. Save location data clip, that's up to you if you really want to do that. And then you can change the file name, I guess. So LUTs. So the thing with LUTs, so LUT is basically a filter, a lookup table, but I give you guys access. Well, I don't know how I'll give you guys access, but there's somehow be like a zip folder where you guys can download that. But if you guys aren't able to do that, actually, I think I'll just include it in the description. But there'll be a zip folder, and you guys will get access to my free blue cinematic LUT. Right? Now, the thing is with LUTs is you can actually display your LUT when you're recording. So let's say, for example, I select a LUT. So let's have my Criekki Orange Gold, for example, right? This is the one that I'm currently using. And if we go to the camera and we'll go to, where was it? Nope. We'll click that and we'll click LUT on. We'll turn it on so you can kind of see this is how the video would look like if I was recording with the LUT. I typically don't do that because I like to add the LUT at the end in post, and we'll show you guys how to do that as well. But if you want to just see how it is, that's sort of what it would look like. But if you are filming on an iPhone 15 or 16 that has Apple Log, I highly suggest you do this. So you want the Apple Log to Rec 709 conversion LUT, display LUT, and you want to record this LUT to the clip. That will already color your video, taking the Apple Log, which is a very dull looking video, into regular footage Rec 709. It's what you see all the time. So that's what I recommend you do if you have an iPhone 15 or 16, right? I don't have that, so I'm going to turn it off. Presets, I don't have any presets. Accessories, don't use that at all. Don't use this at all. I don't use this or that. So that's all the settings to use on this. Again, get very comfortable with this. You do not need a camera. You do not need all this information. You do not need... How do we flip the camera? Can I even flip it? No. Anyways, you do not need a camera. You do not need all this crazy gear to start. You know, just use your phone. Get very comfortable with this. The transition to a camera will be so much easier once you go through this. So yeah, hope this helps. I'll go over camera settings in another video if you're using a Sony camera. So